Has your anxiety ever convinced you that you were dying or that you lost your mind? Me too. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Cookout where the conversations get meaty. Okay, before we get into anything, please get comfortable with me. Get comfortable with me. And today we don't have a fire, and I'm also missing 7 of my 10 nails. We don't have a fire because I didn't get like the stuff in time, and I chose consistency over protection. I chose consistency over perfection. And about my nails, it was my cousin's birthday the other day actually, and we had went to the club. All 10 intact. They were on my. It was a full, complete set. I came home. I went to sleep. Don't recall. I woke up and 7 of them were missing. Yes, so I can't really tell you much about that because I don't remember. So let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about anxiety, PTSD, panic disorder, all of the things that I've recovered from. And somebody actually clocked my tea the other day. They were like, "You're not recovered, you're recovering," because you're in like the last stages of recovering, which is maintenance, and that's still considered recovering. So my bad. Thank you, Miss Amy Black, period. So yeah, I'm recovering. I'm in maintenance right now, and it's like, I would say it's pretty important because when you're recovering, you relapse. There's relapse. It's not linear. Healing isn't linear. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense, honestly. So I've seen like a lot of people struggling and stuff with it. I would say anxiety is one of the more unbearable mental health challenges. I wouldn't say it's because of anything else except for the fact that it's more common. That's the only reason. Everything is pretty much on the same, like depending on the intensity and everything else and your perception of it. Every mental health challenge is a mental health challenge, but I just feel like anxiety is just so much more common that it's like it needs to be talked about. It does. And the only reason why I said recovering, I'm recovered. I don't think I'm like a pro or like an expert or anything. It's just because the time where I was deep in it, it was so dark and confusing and sad and terrible. It was bad, and I'm not in that phase anymore. So I'm thinking that I've made it. But I'm in maintenance. So yeah. So we're not gonna have a fire today. Like I said, I chose consistency over perfection. I wanted to hit record today so I can make sure that I do have a video every week instead of having everything perfect. But we do have the barbecue grill. Y'all are trusting the process. You guys are gonna grow with me because it's a work in progress. Okay. Anywho, let's get into it. So who was I before anxiety? This is important because anxiety, mental health challenge, period, doesn't spare anybody. And the type of person that I was before anxiety, I didn't know that it could be me. Because I was such a happy person. I had a really, really positive outlook on life, even on the bad stuff. Because my thing is, it's all a blessing that we're able to experience anything. And it's all a part of the journey, and I'm appreciative of it. Like even the bad, the sad, it's just a beautiful thing to feel to me. I've always been like that. Like after the rain comes a rainbow. Like I laugh at everything. People think I have an issue sometimes because everything is so funny to me. I don't take nothing serious for real. And that's why I didn't know that like I could be the one to be a victim to like anxiety or anything stress related, because I was never stressed. I'm actually super nonchalant. Sometimes I don't be caring about anything. And it's a choice. Well, I don't think it's a choice anymore. I feel like that was kind of an avoidance Anyway, but yeah, I always just was, I'm a dancey person. I like to dance. I like to make jokes. I like to make people laugh. I'm a little funny. And I was just like the happiest person you could think. I'm always bubbly, never mad. You can never get me mad. And when you got me mad, it had to be something that was done to somebody that I love. You can't do something to me unless it was like highly disrespectful. Now though, it's different because I feel like I have a newfound respect for myself and inner strength. But before anxiety, yeah, I was just easygoing. Everything was funny. People loved me. I loved everybody. I was like that. And then I feel like anxiety changed my entire personality, especially during. Oh, and by the way, I was diagnosed with PTSD, panic disorder, and anxiety disorder. I was diagnosed by a doctor, and guess what it was from? Environmental stress, an abusive environment. Guess from where? Work. Yes, it was from, like things that happened prior. Like I had a really traumatic postpartum experience. We'll save that for the parenting. We'll save that for the parenting part. But yeah, and then on top of that, I went to work and everything went downhill. I started noticing, so it was like really stressed. It was abusive. It was an abusive environment, and I was getting stressed, but I wasn't paying attention to the stress. I was kind of pushing it back and just being hard on myself, like, oh, I need to do better. I was just taking it. Of course, I would complain, like, this lady's crazy, like, I'm tired of it, I'm gonna leave. But I stayed, and I kept taking it. And one day, that actually scared me. One day, I started itching, and I noticed that I had hives. And so I'm like, dang, like, what did I put on my skin that made me irritated? Like, I must have ate or drank something that was irritating. It wasn't all over me. It was just like on my arm. So I wasn't too, And so that happened one day. The next day it happened again. I had hives. So I'm like, what is that? And then I ignored that too. The next day, I was like, when you drink coffee, this is gonna be a little triggering for me, because I'm talking about it right now and I can feel the adrenaline, it's like the anxiousness. But when you drink coffee and you get that jittery, I was feeling that feeling all day. And mind you, I had like nothing to be afraid of, nothing to run for. I wasn't moving around a lot. And I was like, what is that? And then my mind was just on it. And then I was getting afraid. So I'm like, it's not going away. Like, that was this. So I went to sleep. Because one thing about me, I don't go to the hospital. I don't go to the doctor. I'm taking medicine. I rarely tell people what's going on with me because I don't want people worrying about me. I'll go to sleep. And then if I feel like I'm about to die, then I'll go to the hospital. But yeah, so I went to sleep. And then next thing I know, it was just downhill from there. Like every day after that. Let me tell you the symptoms that I had. Because then it was back-to-back symptoms. And then it started getting so bad that I had to call my doctor. I had to call a doctor. So I'm like, what is going on? After that, it was just terrible. And I felt like I was going crazy because I didn't understand why it was happening, and I didn't understand what was happening. I was just scared of everything all the time. Like, it was an intense fear. Like, if something was going to kill me. Like, and then it was mixed with nightmares, so I couldn't sleep. It was mixed with terrible nightmares. I would wake up every day. And then I couldn't even go to sleep because of how much adrenaline and like anxiety was in my body. I couldn't rest. So then that was scaring me. I can't even explain to you like the intensity of the feelings that were happening, but I can tell you my symptoms. And mind you, these symptoms were ongoing, persistent, intense, and it was like one after another symptom, after another symptom. And the thing with the anxiety is it comes with symptoms that are scary. Like, they make you feel like you're losing your mind and dying at the same time. Let me tell you my symptoms. I had so many. It was like 5 months, 6 months of these symptoms with no break. I couldn't breathe. I felt like somebody was sitting on my chest. I was dizzy. I remember one time I had a doctor's appointment, my first doctor's appointment ever. And that day the symptom of dizziness came up. I remember that night I woke up to see if I was going to have something wrong with me, because every day I woke up and just prayed that I would be okay. After the first day, they were in trouble. I was in trouble back to back. I had a dizziness. I remember I woke up trying to see am I going to feel something crazy today? And I did. And then I remember I shot up, because then a fight or flight kicked in, and I shot up and I actually ran outside. It was in a split of a second, it was almost uncontrollable. I got up, I ran outside, I was putting my hands on it was looking sad. If you saw me, you probably would have took me in yourself. I was looking crazy outside. I was running outside. And then I came back into the house and I was bumping into everything because of how dizzy I was. It was really bad, and it was uncontrollable. And then when I go to the doctors are telling me that it's fine, nothing's wrong with me. Imagine going to the doctor and being told that nothing is wrong with you and that you're okay, because your nervous system is making you feel dizzy and that you can't breathe and that your throat is closing up. You can't do nothing about it, by the way. I felt trapped. I felt hopeless. And I felt so defeated. But another one that I had was, so the throat closing up, tight chest, couldn't breathe, dizziness, off equilibrium. Equilibrium is you can't even stand up straight. You feel like the sidewalk is tilted. Loss of vision. Mind you, there's nothing wrong with me. I went to the doctor, tests, everything, scans, nothing's going on with me. I'm in perfect 100% health, perfect 100% oxygen, everything. What else started going on with me? Oh, there's this one thing, it's called dissociation, right? But to an extent where it feels like you've lost your mind. You're not losing your mind, you've lost it. My dissociation was so bad that I feel like this is gonna sound so crazy. It felt like I was losing memory of who my family was. It's the craziest thing, I know. I would look at the people around me that I love, and it felt like I didn't know who they were, but I knew who they were. In my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, I know. Oh, that's my fiance, that's my baby, that's my mom. But then I'm they didn't feel like I knew them. It was so crazy. Sometimes it felt like I was in a movie, like a dream. I woke up and went to sleep in the same type of existence. It did not feel like real life. It felt like I was walking. It felt like I was. Y'all ever seen that movie? Dang, why am I forgetting the name of it? But it's the baby with the purple crayon. And he would write, and it's like a movie now, and he would write in it, and then they would come to life. I felt like I was a person in a book, in a movie. I felt like I was fictional. I'm fictional? I was fake. I felt like I was fake. I felt like, it was the craziest, weirdest feeling freaking ever, bro. I felt like life was not real. I was trapped in a dream, or it was so crazy. And then I just didn't feel like I was here. And I didn't feel like I was myself. I felt like I was somebody else. I would look at my hands and it would look like I'm floating. That's dissociation for real. I looked it up. When your mind and your body don't feel safe, they disconnect from each other. So nothing felt normal and real because my brain was like, this is not safe. We gotta get up out of here. So my brain literally left my body. So nothing was connecting. Like I was not having a natural human experience. It's a natural human experience, but like, you know what I mean? Oh, child. That was the scariest moments of my life. And so the next thing that I would have, probably the most intense thing that I would have, was panic attacks. They were sudden, unexpected, random, intense. Oh my God. Talking about it, like, I'm so glad I'm healed. Like, that's so uncomfortable. And whoever is going through that right now, I understand your pain. I feel you, because that was the most uncomfortable thing I ever been through, and literally in my life. I would choose birth again. No epidural. If I had to choose between anxiety and labor again, I would choose labor. Like, for real, because at least I know, like, it's measurable. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be in labor this long, I'm this many centimeters, and after the baby, I'm gonna be good. But with anxiety, it's, you don't know what's going on. So yeah, I was in a really big loop of just being attacked. I felt like I was being attacked by my anxiety. I didn't understand it was anxiety at first. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was really my mind. I thought my body was breaking down. I thought it was dying. I thought I was being attacked by evil spirits and the devil was coming to get me. Like, anxiety is so bad. Like, it was so bad, bro. I can't even explain to you. You just I don't want you to have one, but like, you would just have to have one to understand what I'm saying. They would happen mostly when I would go to sleep, lay down, when I'm trying to relax my body. I would have a panic attack. I remember one time I had a panic attack when I was trying to play basketball because I was running and, like, you know, your blood be pumping, and I guess my body mistakenly thought I don't know, but I had a panic attack because I was playing basketball. I had a panic attack one time doing my makeup. It was just so random all the time. It was unbearable. I had no break. And I just remember, like, every time that would happen, I would just, like, bear down, just like, oh, because it was like, you just feel like the world is crashing. I remember one time I was getting ready to go to sleep, and it was me and my fiance, and all of a sudden it wasn't cold, okay? It wasn't cold at all. I started shaking like a stripper. Like, my body, like this, but all over. Like, you know, the muscle shakes. Like when you drink coffee and, like, when you're scared or cold and your body, you can't do it, you can't make yourself do it, your muscles are just contracting and you just start shaking. Bro, I was shaking. It happened like this, okay? I was on my phone, put it down, about to go to sleep, all of a sudden I start buzzing. And then my fiance was like, are you cold? Like, are you good? Like, it was noticeable. Are you okay? Like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not scared. I'm not cold. Now I'm scared because what's going on with me. So now it's getting worse. So then I actually almost went to the doctor that day. I was like, if this don't stop in 5 minutes, because I'm trying to warm up. I'm warming up thinking that I'm cold because it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, if I don't stop shaking in 5 minutes, I'm going to the hospital. I remember my fiance noticed. This is before I understood what was happening. And he just held me. He held me maybe for like 3 minutes and it went away. That's how I knew it was something else. Like, it had something to do with my body. Like, because I just felt, because with him I feel like immediately comforted, immediately like safe, immediately safe. I think that's what it is. Immediately safe, comfortable, like he just calms me down. And plus I feel like something is really, really wrong with me. And the only reason why I knew that something wasn't wrong with me, like that, is I went to the doctor like when it first happened, and I got labs and tested and scans and all that stuff, and everything came back perfectly fine. So I'm like, I know there's something wrong with me, but he gave me like a therapist. So like I ended up actually having a therapist after that. Like my doctor gave me a therapist. I didn't know that I would need it. Because I'm like, this is a physical matter. It wasn't. It was not. And he opened my eyes, and he did almost walk myself into an insane asylum. It's not an insane asylum, right? That's after everybody's gone and it's like haunted and stuff. What is it? A mental health. I almost walked myself into a mental health institution. I wanted relief so bad, and I didn't know where to get it from. Before I started going to therapy, I felt like I was trapped in a scary movie because of my anxiety. And then I went to therapy, and then as soon as I went to therapy, it started to get a lot better. It started to get a lot better because I think I have a really good therapist, and she was just telling me like all the things and the ins and outs of what anxiety is. She taught me what anxiety was, because I knew what it was, but I didn't exactly know exactly how it worked. So I was like, this is not anxiety. This is a monster. This is something, you know? I feel like I did need a psychiatrist at the time, because I was like freaking out so bad. I was just in the worst shape of my life. But that was just my anxiety. That was my fear talking. I was fine with the therapist. But yeah, she told me what my anxiety was, and I'm actually telling y'all what it is, because I know that when you're educated about something, you understand it, it makes you feel a lot more better going into it. She let me know how it works. She let me know why I'm affected by it, why I was being affected by it. She let me know what I should do. And yeah, and then I think I was with her for 4 months, and I got better. I got better in 4 months. In 4 months. It does take a lot of work. It's possible. Recovery is possible. Recovery is in reach. It's in you already. You just gotta unlock it. I feel like somebody listen to me. Come join the cookout. Girl, when I found out that it was anxiety, I tried to do everything I could do to try and get it like taken care of. I started watching comedy movies. I started going on hikes. I started doing it all. I started eating better. I started meditating. I started doing everything all at once. I think I like put recovery into hyper mode, because I just wanted it gone. I just wanted it gone. And I also remember telling my mom, I've never thought, suicide has never been like something that I've ever thought about. I don't think I ever would. But I remember telling her, because it was so bad, I was like, man, I see how people do that. And she was like, no, you don't. I was like, calm down, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it was so bad. So yeah, just to like ease your mind, I'm gonna tell you what anxiety is and what's happening, right? Everybody has anxiety. It's built in all of us. Some of us have more than others, depending on your biology. Doesn't mean you're broken. It just means that that's who you are. Some people have anxiety show up in different ways, like your body responds to things different ways. So like if you're stressed, you might be anxious. If you're depressed, it might be an anxious depressant. If you're angry, you might get more anxious. During birth, labor, that's stressful. You can get anxious after. It's just, like I said, it depends on your biology. It doesn't mean that you're broken. Anxiety is something that we all have and something that we all need. I remember I was trying to get rid of my anxiety, and that was making it worse, because I had nothing. I wanted nothing to do with my anxiety. Anything that had word anxious, started with an A, I was like, no. I think once you embrace it and you realize that it's a part of your human nature, you know, we're primal beings, that's something that we have, it's actually needed. It helps us keep us safe. So like, it's a part of the, what is it? The fight or flight, right? So fight or flee or freeze, I guess sometimes. Everybody has that. When you get mad, you feel like finding somebody, running away, freezing. That is your anxiety, and it helps us keep us safe. And there's actually, I heard that excitement is the same feeling as anxiety. It's just the connotation behind it and the perception of the situation, right? So like, people have excitement about a lot of things. It feels the same as anxiety. If you look at it, if it was something scary in front of you, you'd be feeling the same way. I don't know if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Anxiety is a fight or flight. Is it a mechanism or something in your body that when you see something as a threat, it wants you to get out the way, survive, because our bodies are built to survive. So when you see something that's a threat, your anxiety kicks in because it helps keep you alive. It's there to help you, not to hurt you. It's just that when your nervous system is overloaded, I call it when my nervous system gets sick, it's wigging out and it thinks I'm in danger, right? From patterns that are happening in your environment. So if you're constantly in an abusive environment, unsafe, unhealthy, you might not know, you might put it in the back burner, but your subconscious is always reading the room. It's clocking. It's clocking all the time. Your nervous system is also clocking. So you might not be aware and you might not be, reading the room, but your nervous system and your subconscious is always clocking to you. And it's holding the information. So when things are getting heavy and you don't do anything about it, your nervous system can become overloaded, and then that's when you get the intense panic attack, the intense can't breathe, those are stress symptoms. You need to pay attention to your body and figure out what's going on and do some self-care, because your body's telling you something's going on. It's not trying to hurt you. And I see how you feel like it's trying to harm you, because when it gets excessive and you're like, dang, well, I'm out the danger now, and it's keep going, it can feel like it's like you feel crazy. You feel like you've lost control of your body. You feel like you've lost control of your mind. It's just stuck because of the pattern. It's just stuck, and you just gotta unstick it. So I know you're probably like, dang, well, when you go through the 5 steps, I'm gonna get ready right now. 5 steps on how to recover from anxiety from a personal experience too. Number 1, you have to eliminate the rumination and start ignoring the symptoms. This is gonna sound crazy, okay? Because you're like, how can I ignore the symptoms when it's so bad you can't ignore the symptoms? I know. You're gonna have to try, but you're just gonna have to try. And I don't mean like avoid the symptoms. I'm not saying like ignore it because they're there. I'm saying ignore it, like embrace it. Notice that it's there. Okay. I'm feeling really dizzy. Notice what it's from. Okay, I know it's from this. Okay. And then go about your day and stop going to the doctor. For those with health anxiety, stop going to that doctor, because the doctor's going to tell you the same thing over and over again, that you're fine, because you are fine. When you keep going to the doctor, you keep listening to your anxiety, and it's walking you like a dog. Your anxiety is walking you like a dog. It's telling you, get up, go do this, go do that, and then you're doing it, and you're feeding into it. You're feeding into it. You're reassuring the anxiety that it needs to be there. So let's end the cycle of the fear and then the symptoms and then the fear and the symptoms. Ignore the symptoms. That's going to take some time because you've already trained your brain that that's scary. So now it's time to do some work and untrain your brain. Ignore the symptoms. It will go away. I promise you. I promise you it's going to go away. You start feeling the dizzy, check yourself. Go about the day. Just go about the day. You're fine. And eliminate the rumination. So no more negative thoughts. That's the anxiety itself, giving you the possibilities of all the negative things that can happen because it's trying to protect you from them. A lot of people don't know this, but you're 5% conscious and 95% subconscious. So everything that you are and everything that you do is something that you've already built by past choices and behavior. So now it's time that you need to step in the front, take that 5% consciousness, and check the anxiety. I'm not afraid. We're not afraid of it because it's our body telling us something's going on. Thank you. And go on about your day. I remember I used to get panic attacks, and I just got so fed up, I got so irritated and mad. I sat through my panic attack because I was mad at it, and I wanted to prove that I know, it's crazy. I wanted to prove that I wasn't gonna be mad. I was scared of it no more, and I sat through it. I literally was like, and I was sitting through it. My panic attacks literally lessened from then. I promise you they will go away. They will. But stop feeding into the rumination and negative thoughts, and stop feeding into your anxiety symptoms, because they will take over you. They're walking you on a leash. Cut it. Then yeah. 2, you need to find coping skills and some self-care, because those, I know how uncomfortable it can be to be trying to ignore these symptoms, like embracing them, like, okay, my body's telling me this and I know I need to ignore it. I want to overload you, but you need to find some self-care and some coping, some distraction, so you're not thinking about it, so that you feel you have some relief. So I don't know, that's up to you to decide, but you need to find some coping and some self-care, so that you can feel good. Number 3, this is the part where the real healing comes in. 1 and 2 are kind of like damage control. Number 3 is you need to start healing your nervous system. This one is probably this one is really important, because this is the whole reason why you're feeling the way that you feel. You need to go get some help and figure out what's going on with your nervous system. So a therapist would be really good. A peer supporter would be really good. I just lost my train of thought. That's crazy. I dissociated right now. It's a little triggering. My thoughts just slipped out my brain. I dissociated. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, you need to heal your nervous system and let your body know that it's safe and that it's okay to come back. If you're dissociated, you need to let your body know it's okay to come back and make all the symptoms just stop. You have to, this is for you again, this is for you. I'll give you some examples that I did to let my nervous system know that it was safe. I started going on walks and hikes, because when you scan nature, and if you open your eyes really, all this stuff sounds really crazy, but your mind and your body work together, right? So sometimes when your body's out of whack, you need to use your mind and your intentionality to bring it back together. Same thing with your mind. When it starts getting out of whack, you need to work on your body. So like eating right, walking, to get everything in order. So I started going on walks. I started scanning nature, opening my eyes really big so that my body can intake the information about how outside is safe. I started spending a lot of time with people that I love and that I felt safe around. I started petting my dog a lot more. I started watching a lot of funny stuff, comedy. I started eliminating negative and loud environments because it was really triggering for me. I started getting into grounding, so I started meditating. I started doing, what's that therapy called when they have you just feel your stuff? What is that? Oh my God, I'll think of it. But it's somatic. I started doing a lot of somatic therapy, so I started releasing a lot of things. I started giving myself self-hugs. And I just started being really nice and kind to myself, because remember, because you think that it's not happening, there's micro progression going on. So your nervous system is clocking the T that we're safe. So it's going to take a little bit of time, because subconscious is from past patterns, right? So you need to start doing some damage control, you know. I hope this is not too much information. I want to overload you, but I will put the 5 steps in the description too, so that you can just read it and then determine it, you know, for yourself and stuff. And the 5th one. Oh wait, no, this is 4. Okay, number 4. Pray, and if you don't have a God, I'm not judging you, but if you don't have a God, you need to do some positive self-talk, okay? You need to feed into yourself, speak life into yourself, speak good and positive over yourself, because it does make a difference. It really does make a difference, because these things that you're doing is work, and with you already going through the things that you're going through with your anxiety and your PTSD, it's going to be draining. It's going to take a lot of work and effort. So you need to find some strength. And I mean, you're holding up right now. If you're watching this, I can see that you're looking for self-help already. I can see that you're already doing the work. So just give yourself a little boost, and just pray, because it does take strength. And self-talk, positive self-talk. Just speak life over yourself, especially because your mind and your body listen to it, and that's also very effective as well. And the 5th and the final one, these are all really important, but this one is really, really, really important, and I really, really want this for you. Live life anyway. Live life anyway. You cannot, I understand like how hard it is, how uncomfortable it is, how unfun it is to even do something fun. You need to get up and you need to get out. You need to, I'm saying I don't want to hear you like I'm your mama. I don't want to hear no, I want to go out, but I'm afraid that I'm going to feel like this. I'm afraid that I'm going to do this. Do it. Because what you're doing is you're reinforcing those thoughts when you don't. Don't ever let your anxiety or your fear stop you from living your life, because it's going to take it away from you. It's going to take it away from you. Anxiety is not supposed to be the priority and number one thing in your life. It's supposed to be an additive. It's supposed to be a support. It's not supposed to be your whole life. And I know it's really hard and it's easy to give into it because it puts you in a shell. You're in control of your own anxiety. Don't let your anxiety control you. Have y'all ever seen, I'm gonna use this again. What is it called? Frick. Dang, those dogs, they got something to say. Oh, that's right. Okay. Then we lost my train of thought. Hey, you lost my train of thought. But yeah, you cannot give yourself away to anxiety, because it will take it away. But the psychoeducation part of it, you're training your body, right? And your body's working for you. So when you listen to your anxiety tell you, especially when it's heightened because your nervous system is sick, not sick. Don't be afraid when I say sick, because I would have been afraid too if I was anxious and somebody said you're sick. I'm sorry, but like when it needs some extra support right now, it's gonna tell you, it's gonna act like a lot, like it needs attention, right? Because that's what it's trying to do, trying to get your attention. It's gonna tell you that, oh, we're afraid to go out because everything outside is dangerous. It's gonna tell you, don't eat that, don't eat this, because it's gonna tell you that that food's dangerous. You need to do it. You need to do it. And tell your anxiety, oh, no thanks, babes. We're good. Like, this right here is okay. And then you're gonna eat it, or you're gonna go outside and you're gonna do what you're gonna do and prove to your body we didn't die, so we're fine. And I promise you, next time you do it, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine, because it's gonna listen to you. And I promise you, I've literally been through this. I've been down the journey, and now I'm in the part where I'm maintaining my recovery. So that just looks like a lot of proactive self-care, so that my stress doesn't break me out. You know what I mean? Yeah, you really need to live your life, because it will try to take it away. It will. It's going to be uncomfortable. That's why you got to pray and do your self-talk and be nice to yourself and do it anyway. You have to. You just have to do it. Find some support and tell somebody so that they can help you, because to do it alone, I wish I could be there to walk with you and hold your hand, because I wish I had a hand. I did have a hand, actually. I had my mom, because she kind of, I don't know if she wanted me to touch, but she went through the same thing. And you know what she did? She was having a panic attack in the core, right? She said she felt like she was gonna die, and she felt like she was gonna stop breathing because her throat was closing up, and she had like, she was having an anxiety attack. She got out the car. Yeah. It's funny when you look at it. When you're recovered and you look back on the stuff that you did, you're gonna laugh, because it's a little ridiculous. It is. And she was like, yeah, I got out the car because her friend went to the store, and so she didn't want to be locked in the car where nobody could see her. So she got on the floor, laid out, and prepared to die. She prepared to die. She laid out on the floor and prepared to die. And she was like, yeah, I did that so that somebody could see me if they walk past. That was on the floor. I was like, wow, anxiety will make you do stuff like that, bro. What's something crazy that I did? I'm trying to think, because sometimes it is ridiculous. Like, I remember I used to pinch and slap myself because of how unreal I felt. It was actually really, like, crazy. What else is something that I did? I remember there was one thing that I did that was absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, I'm gonna laugh at this later. If I remember, I'll put it in the description below and you can read it. But yeah, those are the 5 steps to recovery. Just to make it short: ignoring the symptoms and rumination, finding healthy coping skills and self-care, heal your nervous system, prayer and positive talk, living your life anyway. Yes. If you're going through PTSD, if you're going through, and just be patient with yourself. You don't have to, you will be okay. You will be okay. This is temporary. This is not going to last forever. And I just want to give you a little fun fact that a panic attack lasts, let's look it up actually. So it usually only lasts 5 minutes, right? You think of 5 minutes, like, what's 5 minutes? But I understand, like, okay, it's not just a 5-minute panic attack. I was having fear of having another one and another one and another one all day. And guess what? That fear triggered the rest of the panic attack for the day. So sometimes I would be having a panic attack for a full day. I kid you not. And so I want to say that a panic attack only lasts about 5 minutes, and the reason why it's continuing is because you're ruminating and you're waiting, anticipating for the next one. Stop doing that. Have your panic attack. embrace the panic attack. And I think that's the easiest way to have it let go. Because when you embrace it, you acknowledge it, and then allow it to leave. Don't give your panic attack no judgment. No judgment. Just let it come and go. And I understand, like, sometimes you're like, well, the panic attack is also thinking for you sometimes. So you're coming up with things to be afraid about, things that are negative, things that are bad, things that are stressing you out. That's also a part of the panic attack, is the thoughts. Because you know that if you were better, you wouldn't be thinking about that right now, right? Exactly. So that's just know that, like, this comes with a part of it. You gotta use that 5% of a conscious mind to make yourself feel better. And I hope I wasn't overloading anybody with all that information. But yeah, I'm just know that it will come and it will pass. Anxiety doesn't last forever. It does go away. You're not crazy. Your body is just protecting itself. And recovery is in reach. Sorry, y'all. The camera done cut off, girl. This podcast is literally just a camera and a dream and a mission. That's it. Anyway, where was I? Oh my gosh. Dang, he meant that. Another thing that I wanted to say too is that stress has no type. Stress doesn't have a type. Everybody has everyday regular stressors, and I feel like that it would be important to have some type of outlet or some type of self-care, some type of something to regulate that, because stress can kill you. It can literally kill you. You can have autoimmune disease, anxiety, it can cause depression, suicidal thoughts. It can literally have an effect on your whole entire mental health, physical health. It be manifesting into the physical realm, stress. So let's keep that face pretty and that body tea. And let's get some self-care, because stress will literally try to take you out. The type of education behind that is your body is deeming your environment unsafe. Your eyes, your ears, everything is a perception of your environment, your outside life, your situation. Your brain and your body start to read the data, and it thinks that it's unsafe, or it thinks that something is unhealthy, or you can't survive in this. It will try to take you out. It's going to accommodate for you. So you better send them the right info, because it's going to act accordingly, as it should, right? Yeah, your body is here to help you, not to hurt you. It just depends on what you put in it. Just like if you don't eat good, your body is going to start reacting. And do that too. If you're anxious, eat a lot of your favorite food. That's another good way to send those happy chemicals into your brain too. Hug on your loved ones, pet your dog or whatever, go on a lot of hikes. Just look at nature, go to the beach. You know, ground yourself a little bit, and you're gonna be okay. It's really scary, but you're gonna be fine. It's just that. It's just scary. It's not gonna hurt you. Okay? You might feel like you're dying in the moment. You're not gonna die. Prove it. I mean, wait, that sounds crazy. I meant, like, prove it to yourself that you're not gonna die. Prove it to your body. Prove it to your mind that you're not gonna die. Go to that place. Go do that. Go, you know, it's gonna get better. Just what your body naturally does. It heals itself. Let it heal. The next time I see you guys at the cookout, we might be eating. Actually, we're gonna have everything good and set up. We're gonna have a guest, and we're gonna talk about something juicy, because you know the conversation at the cookout are meaty. So we're gonna have something real nice and juicy. So let's do our breath. Let's come back to where we are right now. So just pretend we're hugging. Appreciate you guys being here. No matter what you're going through, what you're dealing with, you never have to do it alone. So I've linked some resources down below in the description. And just remember to take care of yourself so that you can take care of the people after. Heal people, heal people. And I will see you guys next time at the next Cookout.